G'day boys. So I'm going to help you learn Hurricane and give you in-game examples of how to dominate with Hurricane in your ranked games, as I've been playing a lot of Hurricane since the new launch of Season 2, and let me say, he is an absolute ball of fun. But before I go in and show you the in-game examples of how I use him and the strategies that I implement, is that he is more like a support character or like a big playmaker, I would say. You can kind of switch in between the two depending on your teammates and the game that you're currently playing. But I feel like he's in a really good sweet spot that you can set up flashes for your teammates, smoke choke points for your team, and just help them entry sight, and then you go in and retrade with them. But obviously, if your teammates are not doing really well, you can just full send it and just flash through smokers and just be very aggressive with them. It's up to you and your personal play style, but this is the kind of way that I play him because sometimes my teammates just aren't the best, so I really just have to do all the heavy lifting. First up, I'm just going to give you a rundown of his abilities real quick. His first is a smoke, which has like a limiter. The minimum range is like right in front of you, and the maximum range is quite far, but this is the maximum range it can go. It can't go any further than that. And once you place it, it's like a big snowstorm like circuits, but you don't get any slowed movement speed like the enemy players. So circuit gets slowed in between when you try to push in and out. But for this one, the trick is that it's so good for when you push in because of how it's angled. So when people push out of your smoke, like this way, they push out, you see their legs before they see you because their head is still like emerged within the smoke, but their whole lower torso is exposed. So do be mindful of that because it comes in handy when dealing with enemies, and when you're pushed through your own smokes as well, it can catch you off guard. His next one is his flash ability. It basically hits on impact and then it flashes again like this. So it's got the first one that goes like that. So I'll show you again. Hits the floor and then it bounces off. So it's like basically like a double flashbang, and it works in real good combination with your smoke. So for example, you've placed your smoke in front of a choke point in front of sight, and there's people watching. You can just throw your splash through it, wait for the second pop, and then push straight through. I've done this numerous times to players. I've done it between their own smokes as well. Like if you ever played Counter-Strike, the Stewie 2K meme, this is basically what this character can do. So even when the enemy has smoked off chokes, just run it straight through. And everyone's blind. And it's like a really powerful flash, and because it pops so quickly, like you don't have much time to turn around from it. So you just get insta blinded. His third ability is increased movement speed. It's like not a crazy, I think it's about like 20%, but it's still like a crazy amount because you use this like in combination with all three of your abilities. So you just make the choke off, put your overcharge in, and then flash out. And you just go crazy, you know what I mean? I also need to mention that when you activate his movement speed, it gives people around you like take increased damage, but the circle is so small. I can't show you in this because it doesn't have a mini map, but it's very small. So let's say, for example, I think the AoE is about this much range. So these two people would be inside my range that will take extra damage when this is activated. As you can see, they're kind of like these little electricities, but if I move out of my zone, like around here, you can see that they don't have it anymore. So it's very close range. So if you're playing like in the smokes, you're entering into like little corner close sights. We'll test it here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1. So an extra 9 damage. So 1 less bullet. That's pretty good. But like I said, most of my fights are outside that range, so it doesn't really affect me. But if you know you're going to be fighting someone close range, just whack it on. Alright, here's an instance where I use my gotta go fast ability, and then I pop flash this angle here. The way I position it is so it lands on this wall and then it pops back outwards because the way it bounces, the ability works. And the reason I did that is because if you look at the map here, a lot of people, especially hollow points, for example, love to hold this angle here. Decks, hollow points love to push up on this angle and hold it with a sniper rifle, and usually ends in a free kill because of the distance. So if you pick this corner here, they're going to insta one-shot you to the body because of the damage fall off. So flashing this angle, getting into this and clearing it really good is beneficial for your team. It's like, all right, cool. No one's holding B stairs. And then I can relay that information to like, oh, they're probably pushed up into sanctuary, into mid, so they're holding like close mid and stuff like that. So that's the combination of the fast ability as well as the flash ability to clear that angle. Because if you just dry pick that angle, and let's say they've played there before, or there's potential they will play there, like you're just a free kill for them. So make sure you do be flashing these AWP angles, because a lot of good players have been picking up the sniper recently, and they've been getting some really nice impactful kills with it. In this round, I do something a little bit different. I do my running, like my lunge and then running boost to get that movement speed, and then I throw this flash up here, and watch how I move with it. You see how when I flashed, it was going to bounce at the top, and that bouncing up there, right here, is going to blind everyone around here and everyone up in the stairs and the garden area. So like me positioning that flashbang there blinds the entirety of the people that are potentially watching rope. And the reason for it is that I want to get up there when it pops so I can capitalize on any kills that are blind. So that's why when I go up on the rope, I look downwards, so I'm not fully blind myself. I'm slightly blind, like a little bit, but it's not like a full blind, so I can still get up and frag if anyone's there. Sadly, there isn't anyone there, but like there you go, there's another use of visibility, and that you can make sure that you're turned from the blind. But if you directly look into this guy's blind, like it's game over, man. All right, cheeky little gamble, boys. Cheeky little gamble time. Let's see what we can get with the summer promises. Come on, give me a legendary, mate. Come on, come on, come on. Oh, no way. This is, I swear to God, this isn't scripted. Holy. Yo. Oh my God. Dude. Oh, like I'm not gonna, like I wanted the other one. I wanted that one. But, yo, I'll take that. Damn. I wanted this one, though. For no specific reason at all. In this round here, I'm going to be smoking B shot off. I can pre-amp the smoke in the pre-buy round phase. So this is me just going straight down B short, taking and then flashing this corner here. Because flashing this corner blinds anyone. Poor old little Vinny here. He's going to get blinded, and anyone watching on these angles are going to get blinded as well. So this is kind of like a free kind of push, unless he's in the corner dug and looking down the ground, which most people aren't. But he goes on, do a half clear. I'm like, oh shit, there's actually someone there, and I got the kill. And this gives me basically all of mid control because the guy was actually in spawn with his clone. So this gives me all of 8-shot control. I could con this to my team, but my team don't react to anything. I'm like, yeah, I've got 8-shot control here. You know, let's do an A split. We've got the guy in A main, but my team just does nothing on that. But as you can see, me swinging off that one choke point and then focusing on the bottom mid instead of B short allows me to get all that map control just because of using 2 abilities. It's pretty good. I did the same thing this round as well. Pop the B short swing instantly, pre-native anyone sniping the angle, and I did the exact same flashbang. And you can see Vinny was blind there and he's ran all the way back. Use my supercharge to go clear anything. He takes extra damage, even though he's a clone and whatnot. And then I just run straight into sight and play really aggressive because I don't think my team are going to do it for me, so I think I got to do it. And I see there's no one on A site, right? This is a bit of game sense, a bit of game knowledge for the boys, okay? So I clear A site, and I'm like, damn, so there's no one fighting me A site, and there's no one fighting me CT. I know for a fact the clone was in spawn, because when I killed the clone, he teleported back there, and this, you know, you get the mini-map pings when you kill the clone, you understand where Dex's is, you go teleports back. So I know he's around here somewhere. I peek this angle, I'm like, okay, so he's not peeking me, my Dex has got my cross there, so I'm gonna go push A main, because he has to be front side or in A main, or taken all the way back into our spawn. And this allows me to get essentially a free kill. And boom, just like that, we have A site, but for some reason, our team went and died on B. We love to see it. So I'm like, okay, I know someone's close short because my teammate was fighting him, so pipe a flash, I pump my running speed. The guy's just running for his dear life. I ignore the turret because I'm an absolute giga chad, but combination of the 2 abilities. But you see the kind of distance I had to run there, so it's better when it's behind like a close wall. For example, if I flash behind this wall here and I kind of go behind the wall before it bounces, and I can rush up quick, making it a lot quicker and easier to get to, because you want to kill the person while they're blinded, right? But also making them push off angles is very good as well. I smoke off B main because the bomb is B, and I'm expecting them to be holding this line because they know all 3 of us are here. I was watching the flank while I heal, and I'm like, alright team, wait for me. They don't, but we end up winning anyway, so that's not too bad. So with that mid strat, I did this for the rest of the rounds because they did not stop me and they just allowed me that free map control every single round. So this is kind of like a little strategy that you may want to implement, but it's a lot better when your team comes with you. So for example, you don't want a fast A split, Hurricane, smoke B short, nade pre-down, down mid, and then flash in, just run in, and then have like 2 people outside A main waiting for you guys to take the contact in the mid. Simple little tactics like this go a long way in this game because a lot of people just like to do their own little thing. But if you can rally your team behind you and you just kind of be the RGL on Hurricane, you can do many, many great things with his kit and with your team if they do listen. Now for A site, if you don't know this pre-nade, you need to know it. This does crazy amount of damage and it does really good at getting early info for anyone crossing at the top A section here. You just nade through this little window, which you can't see at the moment. You can see I'll get a tag on the Hurricane. That's an easy 48 damage and we know at least one is there. And I just spam it a couple more times just to see if I can get some more damage.
B1, B1.
I can hear the chumbers, dude. So in mid strat here, I just smoke off the mid, just so if they try to push through, I can get an easy kill through. Because holding this choke can be very bothersome, especially when they util dump you, but just putting a smoke right at the start, and if they try to push through it, I can get a kill from it, because obviously you're going to see their legs before they see you, and you'll be able to get that quicker reaction time and kill them faster before they even try to react to you. Spam a couple of nades over to see if anyone's behind the smokes and whatnot, but all in all, my teammates push short and they clear up there, so the smoke wasn't really needed because of the fast push. But if there was enemies in mid and trying to take mid control, that smoke really slows their progression down. So same thing here again. I pre-amped my smoke in the pre-phase, and I just smoke the mid straight away, and then I do my pre-nades, and then I watch the smoke for any pushes. They do have a circuit, so I was a bit mindful of that. And then when the broker put his mines down, I just started to shoot some of them, because obviously, you know, that will kind of question if is he pushing the mid smoke or whatnot. But then again, just that smoke, and then I redeploy my smoke again just to stop from any mid pushes. Because usually what happens is in this map, they take mid control and then they split B, and it's just impossible for defense players to hold B because they got people waterfalling off mid into B site and then people coming through doors. It's just a nightmare. But if you can hold down B mid every round, it's very hard for them to get through that choke point because they just get rinsed by ability usages and just bullets. And here they actually force my player off B site here, and it turns it into a B retake. Look, they came late B. So as you can see here, the 2 of them actually came late B, but we're already just full sending it, pushing them back here. I blind myself, which isn't ideal. That guy somehow doesn't kill me with the Brocker, which is crazy. And then I just clean up the next one. But if I, for example, didn't jump down and push and help my team, I could have just sat B here and gotten 2 kills from the guys pushing mid late. But, however, it ended up real good because we ended up just forcing the 2 B players back into the choke and then killing him, and then forcing back onto the 2 late mid guys. For the rest of this game, I just did the exact same thing. I smoked early, pre-naded, and just held the smoke for basically the entire defense game. And for this, they barely went mid at all, apart from that last round I just showed you, which they came late because I wasn't there. So shutting down that mid really just makes this map a lot easier to hold, especially on B side. But the one downfall is it allows them to get free A short control. So it's kind of a pro and a con. Pro, B is very easy to hold, but if you have pure mid control, you can mainly only have 1 trapper, 1 nitro, 1 pathogen on B, and then you can just be sitting in mid with Hurricane and the stack 3 towards A. But because when you smoke it off, they allow to go free passage to A short. So it's kind of depends what you really want to do. But I think holding B mid is just so strong on this map. And if you let them have it every single round, they just have so many options. Like if they have A short control and they have B mid, it's just like they can do whatever they want and you're just kind of at their mercy. So as I was talking about mid, here in the preparation phase, I go and smoke their B plat, their little choke point, and we push and we force ourselves into mid. Because why? It's free map control and it makes splitting B so easily. Also, it forces rotates off A as well. So like it's a probably like a very important part of the map. So A short and mid for me is the two #1 things that you want to take control of in this map, attacker and defense, depending on your kits and abilities that you have on the team. But if you let the attackers have free reign at A short and mid, it's just not a good fun time for you as a defender. So we have the smoke, we just kind of trade some util nades, some nade damage. And I feel like I know there's going to be a guy on jump up, because there always is someone on jump up. We get the B short control from the teammate. Chugging some more nades. I do want to mention this now, because this has happened to me many times. As you can see, there's a chum, a dirty little chum. Chum is an amazing counter to Hurricane. So if you like flashing through smokes for like Hurricane smokes, they're being very aggressive in smokes. Chums, guys, basically, what's it like? They identify you and then they ping you through smoke and give highlights. So if you are playing Hurricane and they've got a really good chum in the enemy team, it's really annoying to play against, because he will just put chums everywhere. You put chums where you normally put your smokes. You always put chums on the corners where you put your smokes. So when you're playing a chum, like, you got to be very careful of the sound cues of the chum, because he will spray you through every single smoke, because the chum just locks straight onto you and you can't see it because it's in the smoke. You're like, oh crap. And especially when you're fighting someone else as well at the same time, it's very troublesome and they end up just railing you. So be careful and mindful of that. I just want to show you this little thing, that half our team is quite low, because we did defaulting, got individual picks. I killed one of the pathogens. Then I throw a mid smoke just to kind of push them back so they don't get any ideas to go aggressive while we're all healing. This basically wins us the round, because all of us, or 4 of us, were below like 60 HP, and now we're all going to be close to max. Now that's crazy amount of damage just completely vanished from the defaulting. Now they're 1 down and there's only 4 alive, and we're all back to max HP. So make sure you kind of play like this when you are a pathogen, or when you have a pathogen on your team, because this kind of thing just wins round. And then we just do a slow push onto B, and then I end up smoking this choke point down here, so people can't jump down from B mid and just like charge us down here on this side, so we can just fight towards this site and this site here. But then I re-smoke it anyway for the team, because a lot of people love to push down here. Like when you go to plant, they just jump down from mid and like go straight into there and they just fight. And sometimes if no teammates are looking, they kill you and the planner, and it's just, oh, it's the worst feeling ever. But that smoke kind of deters them from pushing it. Also, you can kind of go inside and play in that smoke and see if anyone pushes, and then flash out of it if you want to be a bit aggressive. But the downside is if you do die, then you just leave your team in a 3v4 or a 2v4 or whatnot. So pick your fights wisely. For this round, I was like, let's just push A short. They're stacking B, right? So what do? We just send it. Absolutely send it. Because we have the movement bonus as well. The card that does acceleration. Push in, clear the traps a little bit. I smoke in back CT, so we can kind of just push site. I flash anyone that's sitting back site, because a lot of people love to sit back here, especially if there's like a spider TP as well. They love to sit back here and just kind of hold this angle and hold this out, forcing people to like full hard clear it. Also, people love to play the vents as well. So smoked off the one choke point to see, and I wanted to run in and take it, but teammates had other ideas. They just wanted to play post plant straight away, which is not too bad. But the problem was Dex with the bomb was all the way over here. So this was a pretty nice take straight away. Nice util usage, but sadly there was just no bomb with the fight. I smoked the planner, because it's like, oh my goodness, they're just planning there when all 5 are there, and I'm like, all right, screw it, I'm going for a little retake. Because, well, we haven't really planned it too well. Like, 1 smoke and we're out. I don't really think this is an amazing plan here. I don't know if you have A main control as well, but we didn't even have A main control. So I just do a cheeky little flank. Try to come back and fight. But because of how it was set up, it was just a terrible fight. We should have taken site. When I did it, we should have taken site and done it. But this is not about our past mistakes. This is just letting you know that once you have that util to take site, you should just take it. Because it's a lot easier to take the site and hold the site when they're only coming through the main door and vent. So here's another example of me playing a very aggressive on defense side with his abilities. I see they smoked through, and I'm just going to flash straight through and try and get some kills. It didn't work. Unfortunately, it didn't work. It didn't go to plan because they all hid behind the box. But, you know, I did kill one and I did a lot of damage to two other players, as you can see here. And like, that's pretty good. Honestly, if they all didn't tuck behind that box, I could have got probably a 3k from that flash, just because last round they did the exact same thing and they did a split A and they won that. They didn't win that round, sorry, but they nearly got close to winning it. So I was like, okay, I'm just gonna flash through this and just completely disrupt their push. And I did exactly that. And then as you can see, my teammates kind of converge in here and just clean up. Obviously I get traded, I take one, but I also do a lot of damage. And this is the kind of aggressive play that I was talking about before, that you can get really hyper aggressive and selfish to do these kind of plays because of his utility set. So if this isn't smoked by their team, you can smoke it yourself and push, like flash push through it. Here's an example of them gripping towards B main and me using my util to capitalize on their kills and then pushing to B main. I just want to let you know that there is a security check card in play here. So I know that when they go through this door, they're going to get pinged for me and I'm going to get that free wall hack. So I decide to smoke it and then play in my smoke. As you can see it, I can see him pinged. Get some 2 kills. And Zap just tries me. It's just that easy. So that game sense and that awareness of my teammate dying early on in B main, I'm like, okay, cool. They're going to push and try and take control. I smoke and then I get the free wall hacks, wall free expose, whatever you want to call it. And I end up getting 3 kills because of it. So, oh, actually 2 kills, sorry. And then Dex TPing back spawn, but still huge play. And it just because of a simple smoke. And this isn't just Hurricane's ability usage, this is just the overall game sense of the game as well. So I know what cards are in play and I know how to take advantage of that. So you always got to be very mindful and always on the lookout for what cards are picked and how and why you should be playing in certain positions to capitalize on those cards. Security check honestly should never be a 2-shard card pick because of how good and how strong it is for early info, especially when attacking side has it and defense need to push or play any aggressive angles. They always get them pings, especially on the the Anubis map, for example. You get so much early info when they're going back and forth from the doors, especially post plant as well. So it's top tier that you need to combine your own game knowledge and game sense with Hurricane, and it makes it a lot better and you get a lot more frags and a lot more use out of your utility because of that. Look at that, 11 assists. Ooh, I'll be stacking up the assists, boy. Cheeky little pre-nade, and they end up rushing B here, getting that info. Oh, they got some damage as well. Pop another nade in there to do some more damage when they're pushing in. So we're kind of in this like little retake scenario here. They've taken B site and we're basically sitting retake. I let my teammate die because he just ran into the smoke. Don't know why, but I'm not here to judge why he does what he does. But we're playing retake. We're going to play the 4v4 retake and watch how I use my util. My teammate gets a kill. I'm just going to get a quick egg. Teammate's getting left and right. I smoke B short here because I'm not sure if they pushed in, because obviously if you plant B, you don't want to sit B main, otherwise you just get forced out the choke and most of the time you won't win, but sometimes you do. But 4v2 you need to be playing like, you know, B main, B short here. But either way, I don't know if they pushed it and cleared. I don't know if they split because we got no info that they are B short. So I play it safe, I smoke B short, and then I flash sight as my teammates are about to push around the corner. Lands the pathogen on site. I hear him running up. I play nice and slow. Get a kill. And I know the last one's main, so I smoke it off. Then I force him. I force him to either push into the smoke, which I'll hear, or push around to the side. And just like that. Easy, secured kills. Obviously it was a bit closer 1v2 there, but just with that smoke, like having that util spare when you retake site, it's so good, especially because they last for about 15 seconds. And that extra 15 seconds is like do or die, because the diffuse time is 8 seconds. So like having that smoke up and then kind of playing around that, forcing them to push you is amazing. So retaking with Hurricane is really good. So don't just run and like contest site and die trying to defend site. Play a bit more passive, wait for your team, and then retake with your abilities, because your abilities allow your teammates to get killed and allow yourself to get kills as well. So smoking off both chokes, flashing yourself in is just amazing, very fundamental basics of competitive FPS game. But at the end of the day, like if you're not using this ability to retake and you're just spamming it all early round, then you're gonna have a bit of a problem when you do end up retaking. But that's it for my Hurricane guide. I hope you learned something. I hope you can implement some of the strategies that I gave in this video to improve your own gameplay and get some big dubs. Obviously, if you have any questions, don't be afraid to put them in the comments down below, and I'll give them my best try to answer them. And I will be back sooner than later, hopefully, if this throat thing doesn't come back and mess me up once again. But it's very fun playing the new character. I think he's in like kind of like an A tier kind of level at the moment. He's more of a support character, I would say, because you get more out of his kit if you play like a support player. So it's not really in my repertoire. I like to be a bit more aggressive and go crazy, be a little bit selfish to get them extra 2Ks and entry frags and whatnot. But as a support player, I think his kit is amazing to help your entry fragging teammates or just more aggressive teammates get some kills, as well as take sites. So for example, I describe Hurricane as a smoke blaster and a flash blaster in his kit. That's what he has, and then he has some zoomies, which allow for those kind of selfish plays. So thank you so much, boys, for tuning in. Yeah, if you have any questions, let me know, and I'll catch you in the next one. Mwah.